Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. So today we're going to be doing my third installment in my yearly declutter, and I'm going to be doing cheek products today. And this is going to be really tough for me because cheek products are what I love the most: highlighter, bronzer, sometimes blush. So it's going to be kind of difficult, but we're just going to get on into it. And I started off by kind of splitting everything into each category. So I have blush, bronzer, highlight, and then cheek palettes. So let's get into it, because I'm gonna struggle. So starting off with blush, I'm going to separate my cream products from my powder. I feel like this is really zoomed in, so let me zoom you out a little bit. Oh look, you can see all the makeup drawers taken out of my dresser. I have 3 drawers dedicated to makeup in my dresser. So, and if you're curious, this dresser came from Urban Outfitters. If you want, I will link it in the description box. Okay, so I've separated powder from cream, and we're just gonna dive on in. So first up, I have my 3 Hourglass blushes. I have Brilliant Nude, which I just got for Christmas. I have Mood Exposure, which I also just got for Christmas. And I have Dim Infusion, which I did not just get for Christmas. So these are my favorite blush formula. Powder blush formula, I should say, and I really love all 3 of them, so I'm going to be keeping these. I also have Nars Madly, which is my only Nars blush that I kept in my last declutter last year, so I'm going to keep it again. I really love it. I also have this new product from Kaleido Cosmetics. This is their skin blush in Prom Queen. This is what this looks like, and I feel like it's pretty similar, yeah, to Madly. They're pretty similar. So, oh, I really like Kaleido Cosmetics. Their eyeshadows are amazing. Alright, I'm going to put this in a maybe pile. We'll see. I really love Kaleido Cosmetics products. I'm just not a huge blush person, so it's hard for me to justify keeping 2 products in this category that are super similar. So that's going to go in the maybe pile. This little box is going to be my maybes. Next up, I have the Too Faced Papa Don't Peach blush. I used to really like this, but I just found that with use it got like super hard panned and barely any product came out. This is what it looks like. It smells really nicely. It is a really nice color. You know what? I think I'm going to keep this and put this in my February monthly makeup bag, and if I get a lot of use out of it and I end up liking it, I'll keep it. If not, I will pass it along. I'm going to put that off to the side. I also have this Tory Burch bronzer and blush in Divine 01. This is a product that's kind of sentimental to me because my mom got it for me for I think my 21st birthday, and they don't even, Tory Burch doesn't even make makeup anymore. You can't even get this, but it was really expensive at the time, and my mom like went out and picked it out herself and bought it for me. So I'm gonna keep this just because it is sentimental to me, but I don't really use it anymore. So yeah, this is going well. Next up, I have a lot of cream blushes, and this is kind of my preferred method of blush. I really like cream blush. First up, we have the Nars Hot Tin Roof Liquid Blush. I absolutely adore this. It's amazing. I mostly only wear it during the summer because it is pretty deep, but it looks so beautiful on the skin. It looks like a nice, like, fresh sunburn without the skin damage. So I really like this product. I'm gonna keep that. I also have some stick products here. This is the Milk Makeup Stick in, I think it's Work, but it doesn't say on here, so I don't know. It's just a mini one, and I just got this for Christmas, so I'm definitely going to keep this. This is what it looks like. It blends out super sheer, but when you first apply it, it is pretty intense. So let me blend it out a little. So this is what it looks like. It's just a really nice, like, neutrally pinky color. My type of shade. So gonna keep that. I also have Nude Stick Spareback, which is my favorite. Gonna keep that. I have this Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Glow Stick. It has a highlight on one end and a blush. And this past summer, this was like the only product I was using on my skin, so I'm going to be keeping this. I have 3 kind of newer products to me. I have this Too Faced Peach My Cheeks in a Spiced Peach. I just picked this up at Marshall's for like $10, and I really like this shade. and it smells really good, so I'm gonna keep this. I'm really not doing well right now. I have the Flower Blush Balm in Cinnamon. I really want to compare these to the Glossier blushes, so I'm going to be keeping this once I purchase one of those. And then I also have the Perez Color Pot in Carrot. Now, this is another one of those products that I love the formulation, but I'm not sure about this color. So this is going to go in my maybe pile as well. I'm just not sure if that's a color I'm really going to use. So I'm going to put that in the maybe pile, swatch it later on, and see if it's something I want to keep. Okay. Honestly, for blush, I don't have that many to begin with. For me to buy a blush, I really have to love it to begin with. So that's why I didn't really get rid of that many. But let's move on to bronzer. And I'm going to do the same thing, just separate it between cream and powder. So for powder, first up I have the Lila B, what is this called? B Sunkissed. This is my favorite bronzer. I love this, it's amazing. I also have the Becca Sunrise Waves bronzer. This was a favorite of mine over the summer. I really enjoyed it. It was kind of like a one-stop shop and just go. So I really liked that about it in the summer. I think I'm definitely going to keep this around for another summer. I did like put a good dent in it, like the highlight shades on either side are like almost completely gone, so definitely going to keep this. I have this Hourglass Radiant Bronze Light bronzer, and I really love their powders, but this bronzer is just way too dark on my skin and too like warm toned. I have the Hourglass Loaded palette, and the bronzer in here is a much better shade for me, this one right here. So I think what I'm going to do is actually declutter my Hourglass bronzer because it's just not a good shade match for me. Okay. Next up I have the Bobbi Brown Bronzing Powder in Golden Light 1. I actually really like this. This is more kind of like my tonal range rather than the Hourglass one. So I'm gonna keep this because it's one of the only matte bronzers powder formulation that I have. So gonna keep that one. Everything's falling over. I also have my Kevin Aucoin sculpting powder. This is the only contouring product that I have, so I'm gonna keep that. I also have the Marc Jacobs Tantastic Omega bronzer. I love this product, but I hate this packaging. I wish it came in a smaller size because this irritates me so incredibly much. I will say, like, it's a good product, but I don't know, I just haven't been reaching for it as much. I am going to keep it around. I'm going to put it in my February monthly makeup bag and see if maybe that will help me get some more use out of it, and then, or kind of decide if I want to keep it or not. But I do like it, it's just not my favorite bronzer, so that's why I'm struggling. So that's going to be put aside for monthly makeup bag. I do have 3 cream bronzers as well. I have the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzing Stick in Baked. I absolutely adore this, going to keep that. And I just got the Nude Sticks Nudies All Over Face Color in Bondi Bay, which I really enjoy as well. And then last but not least, I have the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel bronzing thing. This thing was so expensive and it's absolutely gorgeous, so I'm gonna keep that. It was a Christmas present. So highlighter is next, which is gonna be a struggle. I have a lot of highlight. All right, that's all powder. So I'm going to start off with my loose powder highlights that I never ever use. I have 3 of them. I have the Wet n Wild Moon Tears. This was in a limited edition collection. It's super messy, super glittery, and I never use it, so I'm going to declutter that. I also have the Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder in Illuminati. This is okay. It's just, again, it's super glittery, so I never really use it. And then I also have this Makeup Forever Starlet powder in 13. This one I am going to keep because I feel like I will use it a bit more. It does still have some of that like glitteriness to it, but not as much as the other two. It's more of like a metallic sheen. And when I do just want like a pop of intensity, I will reach for this. And sometimes I even use it on the eyes. So I'm definitely going to keep this one. For powder highlights, I have a lot and it's kind of overwhelming. So we're gonna do cream first. So for cream highlights, again, I have a shit ton of them and I don't know why. So starting off with like stick highlights, I have the Hourglass, what is this called? Vanish Stick in Champagne Flash. if you guys have been around a while, you know that this is like one of my favorites, so I'm gonna keep that. I also just recently picked up the Milk Makeup highlighter in Lit. This is like the mini size, and I really enjoy it, and honestly there's not that much product in here, so I'm gonna keep it, and I think I can use it up. I also have the Glossier Hollow Scope in Quartz, again another one of my favorites, so gonna keep that. I just got the Nude Sticks Hey Honey highlight, gonna keep that. This blush highlight though, I am going to declutter. This shade is just a little bit too deep for me, and I just don't ever reach for it. So it's in the shade Twitch, so I'm going to declutter that. That was my own fault. The shade range for that I wish was a little bit better. The other two shades were really pink or iridescent, and so I got that one and it just wasn't working for me. I also have this Nude Sticks Skin Glossing Pencil that I like, and I'm going to keep. It's kind of more like an editorial wet kind of look, so it's kind of cool and comes in handy sometimes. I will say I don't get the most use out of that product, but it's interesting and different in my collection. So next up I have this Kora Organics Clear Quartz Luminizer. This again is more of like a skin glossing product. I don't really know if you can see that on my hand. I think I'm going to put this in the maybe pile and decide about it. I don't know. I'm not 100% sold. I've used it a few times, but I haven't been in love with it. So that's going to go in the maybe. Next up, I have two ColourPop highlighters. I have one in On the Cusp, and then the other one is in Lunch Money. I'm going to swatch these quickly because I like don't really use these. I think I'm going to declutter Lunch Money because, I don't know, it's just like, you can like barely see it on my skin. It's a little bit more white than I normally go with like a highlight. I like something kind of golden, and that's something that's going to warm up the skin. So I'm going to declutter this one. But I am going to keep On the Cusp because it is from a new collection, the Kathleenlights collection, Zodiac. So I'm going to keep that. Next up I have an Era Perez Vanilla Highlighter. If I can get it open. This is actually really pretty. I haven't used it just yet. I've like swatched it a few times, but I did some pictures for them, and this is one of the products they sent me. That's actually really gorgeous, so I'm gonna keep this one. So because I'm keeping the Era Perez one, I'm gonna actually declutter the Kora Organics one because they're kind of the same type of formula, and I just like the Era Perez color better. Okay, and last but not least, for cream highlights, we have the CLE Essence Moonlighter Cushion. And this is what this looks like. This is a really pretty product. It's super intense on the skin and gives you like a very nice like wet skin glow. I don't know if you guys can really see that. So I really like this. I'm actually going to put this in my monthly makeup bag for February because it is getting kind of like dried out. So I want to get some good use out of it before it kind of loses its life, I guess. So that's gonna go in my monthly makeup bag. Maybe I'll get to use it up in February, who knows. All right, now on to powder. Just to get some of my favorites out of the way, I have the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette. I'm gonna keep this. I really like that. I like that there is a shade range in here for all types of skin tones. I actually like all the colors. These two work really nicely on my face, but these I like on the eyes, so I'm gonna keep that. I also really love the Anastasia Amrezy highlight. I got this for Christmas, so definitely gonna keep that. Sorry, I just like blinded you with that mirror. The Nars Fort de France highlight, gonna keep as well. Another one of my favorites. As you can see, I've like annihilated this pan. I'm surprised I haven't hit pan on it because it's like pretty destroyed. And then another one of my favorites is the Becca Opal. I use this all the time. I'm actually wearing this today on my skin. So those are some of my favorites. Definitely keeping those. Moving on to some others. I have the Kathleenlights with Makeup Geek Highlighting Palette. I'm actually going to declutter this because I just don't use these colors ever. I decluttered it and then I saved it and then I put it in a drawer and forgot about it and haven't used it, so that's just gonna go. None of the colors really look right on my skin, and the formula is just kind of chunky and weird, so I don't love that. I also have this Wet n Wild Rainbow Highlighter. Again, this was another product that I saved from my declutter last time, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll use it, but I just haven't. It is a very nice, like, golden glow to the skin. Can't really see it, but it is a little bit glittery, and I just know I don't use those types of highlights, so I'm gonna declutter that. I have the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. I love this. It's very similar to the Nars Hot Sand. They have a little bit of a different undertone to them. This is a little bit more pink. This is a little bit more neutral, but the effect they give on the skin is pretty similar, but I'm going to keep both because they're two of my favorite highlighters. I have the Pixie by Petra. What is this? Glowy Gossamer Duo and Delicate Dew. This is a really pretty highlight, don't get me wrong. They're very metallic on the skin. I just don't find that these colors work well on my skin. This one looks really icy, and then, okay, this one looks really icy if it'll focus on here, and then this one's kind of too dark. There we go. So they just don't really look right on my skin tone, so I'm gonna declutter that. I also have the MAC Oh Darling, and this is another one of my favorites, so I'm going to keep it. I have the Dose of Colors Katie X Desi Mirame highlight. This is way too dark for my skin tone, but Lindsay got it for me when it went on sale last Christmas, I believe, and I just can't get rid of it because it's like sentimental. So I don't even think I could make this work. Look at this. It's just so dark. It's so pretty, but it's way too dark for me. I'm going to keep it for now because it does have sentimental value to me. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put it in the maybe pile. We'll come back to it in a second. I also have this Becca Champagne Pop highlight in this mini version. This is okay. I like Opal better. I just find that Opal looks better on my skin tone. This is almost like too golden for my skin. But I do like having this as a travel option, so I'm going to keep it for now. I also have the Jouer highlight in Citrine. These got a lot of hype in the beauty community like a year or so ago, but I just find it to be like very lacking in my opinion. I don't know, it's just not my favorite, so I'm going to declutter that. And last but not least, I have the Elf and Heart Definition Duo here. I got this for Christmas. This is coffee and cream. I do really like this formula, but I just feel like the colors aren't the best on my skin. Again, in this duo, one is pretty dark and then one is really iridescent and just not things that I would go for. So I'm actually going to put this in the maybe bucket as well. Even though I just got it, I feel bad getting rid of it so quickly, but with those types of things, when like you can't swatch things in store, it's tough to like tell if you're gonna like it or not, I feel. So last but not least, we have face palettes, and I shockingly have quite a few. Okay, so first up, I know I'm keeping the Hourglass Unlocked palette. This was a wonderful release for them this year. I'm so sad it was limited edition because it's absolutely gorgeous and all of the colors work really well on my skin, so keeping that. I also have the Hourglass Sheer Illume Trio. I adore this as well. This bronzer is so beat to crap because I use it so often. The blush is really pretty as well. The highlighter is okay, but I definitely get the most use out of the bronzer. Hourglass, release some cream bronzers. That would be amazing. Next up, I have this Nars Duo in Orgasm and I believe it's Laguna, yeah. I used to be obsessed with both of these, and my mom actually got this for me, but I don't really wear either of these anymore. I find that Laguna is just like a little bit too ashy for my skin tone. It looks really muddy, and Orgasm just isn't for me, so I'm actually going to declutter that. I have this ColourPop Duo. It's a blush and highlight in here. Sorry. I don't know what the name is because there are no names on here, but I'm going to put this in the maybe pile as well because I just don't know about that one. I also have the Alexis Ren X ColourPop blush and highlight. I really liked this when I first got it, but the colors are just a little bit too dark for my skin tone and it just doesn't really work for me. Even though I try every summer to use this and I end up looking just not good. They're just so orangey, and I think they're definitely better suited for like a very warm, medium to dark-ish skin tone. So that's gonna get decluttered. I also have the Hourglass, what is this? Ambient Lighting Edit Volume 3. I got this for Christmas last year, and I think I'm going to keep this as well. I just really like the Hourglass palettes, and this would be great for traveling, so I'm gonna keep these. And last but not least, we have the Pixie, what is this called? Pixie Glow Cake and Gilded Bear Glow. I really like this. I heard it was a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk blush, so I'm definitely going to keep this. I haven't gotten to use it too much yet, so I'm going to keep this one. So that was it for my cheek product declutter. I feel like I did a decent job, and I'm looking over here and realizing we did not go through the maybe pile. Let's do that. So starting off with these two blushes, the Era Perez one, let me swatch it. I'm actually going to keep this because it's not as intense as I thought it was going to be, and I actually kind of like that color. See, this is why you should always swatch things, people. Never judge a book by its cover. Well, I guess you can sometimes, but I think because I kept that one, I'm going to pass along the Kaleido Cosmetics one. It's just way too close to Madly, and honestly, I don't need that many blushes, so I'm going to pass this one along. This ColourPop Duo, I don't know, I just don't really love ColourPop's powder products, so I think I'm going to pass this along as well. And then the e.l.f. product, again, these colors just don't work for my skin, so I'm going to pass that along. And the Dose of Colors highlight, I'm going to see if I can make it work as an eyeshadow. If I can't, I'm going to pass it along to someone, but for now I'm going to keep it just because it is kind of sentimental to me because Lindsay bought it for me. Now we are done. That is it for this declutter video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I feel like these videos are very helpful for me because I can take a look at everything that's in my collection and really see things that I'm using and things I'm not. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope that it inspires you to go take a look through your collection and rediscover some products that you really loved. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.